And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The host, I'm back. I know, different intro last week.
Yeah,
Paul Harry, the OG, was here, but I'm back. And we're back. Welcome into the Peach State Power Hour. I'm Harris Reno. Alongside me, Andy Stowe, Eddie from Acworth, aka Not in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Gentlemen, it is an SEC championship edition of the Peach State Power Hour. Your Bulldogs are back-to-back SEC champions. 3 of the last 5 SEC championships reside in Athens. But before we get into the business of the day's show, we want to start out by wishing a happy birthday to one of our own, Andy Stowe. He
happy
turns
birthday,
40. It was yesterday. 42. I am 42. Yes, I am getting old really, really quickly. But it was one of the best birthdays I've ever had. I got to sit there and eat a ribeye steak, watching the Dogs beat the crap and just dominate Alabama. You know, you mentioned 3 SEC championships in the last 5 years. The others are great. Don't get me wrong, but this one feels a little different, seeing that they slayed the beast. And it feels like not only did we just beat them, we beat them in the national championship a couple of years ago, this game actually, but feels like we just completely turned this thing around. I think we have slayed the beast, and I think everyone knows now this is Kirby's league as long as he wants it. So thanks for the birthday wishes, everyone. I'm old, but it's awesome.
Absolutely. Wanted to wish him happy birthday at the top of the show because we know we had a lot to get into, and I didn't want to forget. So I wanted to go ahead and lead it off with that. So happy birthday to Andy. Hope you had a great day. And hopefully we wrap up your day after birthday with a great show. Anyways, let's get right into the business, boys. Woo! Thoughts and reactions from Mercedes-Benz. Georgia has more or just as many wins in the Benz as the Falcons do this year.
Yes, they do.
That's takeaway number 1.
It's they look like a different team. The offense, we didn't go out and put up 50 or whatever, but we put up 28 points. We won.
Could have easily.
And I think we probably played it smart. We have some injuries, but it looked great. Defense is giving you some of those 2021, 2022 vibes right now. They're looking strong.
Mm-hmm. Before I start, I just want to tell you guys that I wrote an email about 2 hours ago to the AD of Notre Dame, and I asked him, that sign they touch as they go out on the field, right? Be a champion today.
Yep.
To change that to be a champion today, unless you get left out of the college football playoffs, and then be a bitch. And now I will say this: he has not responded yet, but I'm waiting on a response. Okay, probably won't. So.
Good Lord. News drop.
Another topic for yeah. Well, it needed to be said, Harrison, and you know what I'm talking about. So, Andy, you will know this game very well. Harrison was probably not even born, but Andy, do you remember that game in 2007 when Knowshon Marino against Florida winning over the top?
Yes, sir.
And scored the touchdown. And Rick had all of his players run onto the field, and they went bananas. And thank God it was a touchdown, and we won the football game. We kind of changed the narrative.
We did. Yeah.
Right. Awesome game. Loved every second of it. So the next year, do you remember what happened, Andy?
I sure do. I know that Mr. Urban Meyer ran it up on us, and he was taking timeouts. So they were up by like 30.
Yeah, we scored 42 points in that game, and they did 42 push-ups or whatever all year long. But I want to take you back to like the second play of the game. Knowshon Marino had a handoff, and Takeo Spikes drilled him. Do you remember that?
I do.
Absolutely blasted him. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I say all that to take us back to what happened last night. 0. Gabe Harris. Do you remember when Ty Simpson kind of ran out of the pocket and Gabe Harris tattooed him and drove him into the ground? When that play happened, I said, we are more physical than this team. We have come to play defense, and this game is over. Now, I didn't think it was over, right?
Yeah,
but in my mind, I'm thinking we are more physical. Yeah. Yes, it felt different. And by the way, Florida kicked our ass that year, and we kicked Bama's ass last night. Absolutely out-physicaled them. We did everything right. They did everything wrong. And it was, I kept looking at my wife, Kelly, and I were looking at each other like, what is going on here? I've never seen anything like this against Bama. It was glorious to watch. Glorious.
Yeah, that was one of the best games that I can remember, especially regular season games. Well, it's SEC championship, but not a playoff game. So, but Harrison, what about you? You were at the Bench, right? You were out there watching it live.
I hope to God that SEC championship never goes away. It's one of one.
It's going
to. And it probably will, but I hope it doesn't, because that game's awesome. That atmosphere is awesome. That building, albeit the horrors and the nightmares and the many tears and all the blood that people have suffered inside that building, that place is awesome. It is one of one. It is legit the Super Bowl of the South. And sure, it means a little bit. It means something. It doesn't mean as much as it used to. Yeah. But man, that game's awesome. Really, really awesome. And hey, Georgia's 2-0 when I'm in the Benz for this championship. 3-0 when I'm in the end period for a game. So maybe I'm good luck. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's Paul Maharrey just showing up in the comment section or hosting the show the week before. We'll never know. But we can always test that theory at some point. For reference, since Eddie wanted to go ahead and be an ass, to start the show. I was 4 years old.
How was I an ass?
I was already born 4 years earlier in 2007, sir.
Oh, okay. You were so old.
I mean, come on, dude. Come on, get it together. I know old age messes with the mind, but come on.
Yeah.
We got business to get into, Eddie, and you're already cutting up. So, gentlemen, it's nice to be back. Paul Maharrey did a fantastic job last week. I tuned into the show, listened to the show, even commented when I could, and then I hopped on here afterwards to troll y'all. Mostly Eddie. At the end of it, y'all did a fantastic job. A lot of stuff that y'all talked about last weekend kind of carried over into this weekend with this game. Before we get into play of the game and I guess plays of the game or players of the game, helmet sticker, whatever you want to call it, is the monkey off the back? Is Georgia's Bama problem? Can we say it's over, or is it still there?
I think it's over. You don't dominate a team like that. And look, I know nothing against Kalen DeBoer. He's a excellent coach, no doubt. He's not Nick Saban, and it's different. It is different now. We should have won the last two. I know shoulda, woulda, coulda, whatever. We should have won the last two. We were a better team the last two when DeBoer was there, and we're a better team today, and we showed it last night. That is over. They know they don't own us anymore. They know they don't want any of it, and this is Kirby Smart's league now. It ain't Texas. Florida gets a new coach every 3 years. Auburn gets a new coach every 3 years. South Carolina has a nepotism coach over there. So no, that problem is gone. This is our conference. This is Kirby's conference, and that A don't mean anything anymore.
Damn.
Well, I don't know that I'd go that far, but I just want to talk to a. Yeah, okay. Alex Page is right. I may have said Takeo Spikes. It was Brandon.
You meant Brandon Spikes.
Yeah. Yes, it was. He's right. And
telling you, old age, man.
Come on, like you don't ever screw up, Harrison. You're just game on the whole time. Give me a break. No, I mean I see a lot of comments saying yes, I picked Bama. I'll admit it. I told you guys though I want to be wrong. And by the way, there's a guy above me who picked Bama to win too. He did, not Andy Harrison.
No, not me. Not me.
Yeah, I know.
Pointing to the wrong side of the screen. Come on, man.
I know.
Get it together.
Sorry. It's just
I did pick Bama, but continue.
You did, and for the same reason I did, Harrison, because we have to see it with our own eyes, right? We have to see it, and we did last night, and I was shocked at how dominating it was. I mean, Bama looked lost. Ty Simpson looked scared. Did he not?
He did.
He looked
he was seeing ghosts.
Yes, that one little pass he made out in the flat, that was an easy pass. He threw it in the dirt. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. And
even Kirk Herbstreit said everything's sped up for this guy. He's trying to locate the ball and he can't do it right. I was just like, this is so un-Bama-like. And I think we got in their heads last night. Now, will it continue if we see them again? I would say yes with this current team. Now, they're decimated with injuries, and everybody's saying, "Oh my God, we had no players." You heard it, Andy, right?
They can say it all day.
Overton out,
we didn't have players either.
Jam Miller out, but exactly right. We were decimated as well. I mean, come on. You give me you give me Bobo all day long at center. The game's probably 50-0.
Colby
right?
Young. I mean, we didn't have our best wide receiver.
So I don't want to hear the injury.
That's Alabama. That is Alabama.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that crap ever again. We dominated Bama, and I was wrong. I picked Bama to win 31-30. I'll take the L. That's fine. But we did it, and I saw it with my own eyes. So, and what I saw last night, Harrison, I'll kick it back to you, is the best team in the nation. I'm sorry. We should be ranked number 1. I mean, Indiana and Ohio State, and the fact that we dropped to 3, I know we're going to get into this later, but and Ohio State's number 2. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is a joke.
We went to 3.
Well, I know. We should have jumped up, but I mean, there's an argument we're the best team in the nation. Is there not, Harrison?
I think in terms of the way you played over the last few weeks and the resume, you certainly have a case, but there is an undefeated team that did just beat Ohio State in the Big Ten title game. Say what you want about that.
Yeah.
You have to give it to them. But in terms of who's playing the best football right now, absolutely. I think Georgia has a case in terms of playing their best football at the right time. Georgia looks the part right now. And we'll get into playoff rankings here later in the show. A lot to unpack there. I promise. We will get back to that. Good evening, Edwina. All right. We got a new name for Eddie.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah. Maybe Eddie's name.
I've actually never been called that. I've never heard that.
Now
that's a female name, is it not?
Sure.
Sure. It can be whatever you want, Eddie.
All right.
JC from Ty Simpson looked like Paul and Eddie when they found out we were playing in the SEC championship game. I missed that reference.
Okay, so let me explain what James is talking about. Paul and Eddie were so scared to go to that SEC title game for the past 3 or 4 weeks. They were like, "No, we can't do it. Skip it. It's Bama, blah, 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 blah." Me and James said, "We don't care. Let's go play them. Let's go beat them, and let's win this thing." They were scared. Me and James were just beating the horn. We were just saying, "No, we've got to keep on. We got to win. We got to play." But to their point was we don't want to get injured. So I get it. Right. But at the flip side, we got injured the week before. So what does that matter? So.
Hey, I mean, you get injured at practice, so like, I get it. I get it. Everyone looks at games and says, "Oh, it's an increased risk of injury," and maybe it is a little bit. I don't know what the science says, but you can still get injured in practice, especially on Bloody Tuesdays there at Georgia. So, all right, let's jump into, I guess, play of the game. We got like 3 really solid candidates.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Eddie may give me shit for mine. So I'll just go ahead and start it out.
Tee it off, dude.
Yeah. I'll go ahead you're usually pretty solid, Harrison. I mean,
I'll go ahead and tee it off. I don't know if you say, like, in terms of typical plays of the game, this maybe isn't one that would show up anywhere, but man, was it just it was a great showing, and it's something Andy will get into later in the show, of kind of what this Georgia team's about and the selfless nature of the team. And it was the London Humphreys kick-out block on duo wrap run, Nate Frazier touchdown. Just beautiful. I was sitting next to Brent Rollins. I had the great honor of sitting next to Brent Rollins at the game, and man, was that guy giddy watching that replay. I mean, that run in general was awesome.
What does he weigh, Harrison?
I would probably venture to guess like 180 pounds, maybe 200 max.
I would say 200.
Yeah, maybe 200 max.
Really? I don't think he weighs that much. I mean,
he is listed at 6'2", 200.
200 pounds, yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Which means Zachariah Branch is probably like 175, 180.
Yeah.
Sure.
That block is just, it's
sick.
Look, if you know if you watch it and you see that run does not get created, that crease does not get created without him kicking out, I believe it was the linebacker on that play. Just awesome stuff. It set up the touchdown run, and it's just a perfect, like, in one play, kind of what this football team's all about. They want to run the ball, and they're going to do it effectively. Same thing with the screen game. I know y'all are going to sound off in the damn comments, the damn screen game, but I promise you, they ain't as good on the screen game without guys like London Humphreys, and their run game's not as good without the screen game. So it goes hand in hand.
No, I'm not going to give you crap about that. I love that call, Harrison. And when that play happened, I rewound it and said, Kelly, you can run through that hole. And she said, what do you mean by that? I was like, well, you're not a running back, but you could run through that hole. I mean, it was just beautiful the way it opened up, like the sea for Moses, right? It was awesome. It was just awesome. And again, Humphreys comes across the formation, and he's a little guy, and he's kicking out this huge linebacker. That guy, that's what I love about London Humphreys. He had a catch, but it didn't count, right, because of a penalty. Yeah. I don't think he had one other target. He doesn't care. He's happy to block and make things happen for things behind him, and that's what this team is all about. That's a great call, Harrison. I love it.
It was a tremendous play, and I was racking my brain a little bit, trying to think of different ones, and I kept coming back to that one. I was like, man, without that block, that's a touchdown off the board, legitimately.
For sure.
So maybe you get it back, maybe you don't, but London Humphreys scored that touchdown as much as Nate Frazier did.
Frazier wasn't touched.
No, he wasn't touched.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, my play of the game was Ja'Cory Thomas when he sacked Ty Simpson for a 9-yard loss on the first drive coming out of the half. Because, that was to me, one of the most important drives for Georgia was to get them off the field. Not only did he get the sack, he got them off the field, 3 and he got them off the field. They made them go 3 and out. And we went down and scored right after that to make it go 21-0. So that was kind of the point where I was like, okay, we're up 21 points with basically a quarter and a half left. And Ja'Cory Thomas, that might have been his best game he's had for the Georgia Bulldogs. He looked crazy good last night. He was making tackles, covering players. That was the best he's looked. But that sack, that was one of the keys for me.
Yeah, no argument there. I agree with you. 20 had probably the best game of his career last night.
For sure.
It was nice to see, for sure. Mine's a block punt. I mean, Cole Spear. I mean, that changed the football game. And somewhere, I don't know where, but Tyler Simmons is smiling. Is he not?
Yeah.
After that?
Because he's still on sides. Yeah, he's still on sides.
I mean, yeah, exactly right. But Cole Spear, the kid has busted his butt to be in this program. Really nothing to show for it. And then that play happens. And my favorite part of all of that, not only did it get us a football and led to the first touchdown, but was when Kirby Smart was asked about this in the post-game presser, he said he almost started crying when that happened.
Yeah.
And he went back to what they did pregame. I don't know, Harrison, was it pregame or was it during the week? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
It was the day before.
Okay, it was the day before. They brought 4 players up. I don't know who the players were, but one of them was Cole Spear. And they talked to these players, and they put up like a video or some stats about how long they've been with the program and all of the time they spent with this program. And they have 1% of the time left to be with a program. Yeah. And Cole Spear, let's be honest, has done nothing to speak of for the University of Georgia. No. He has busted his ass for nothing, and he makes that play. And they asked those 4 players, stand up if you've beaten Alabama in your 4 years here. None of them stood up. And now one of those players was Dylan Bell, scored a touchdown, right? Cole Spear made that play. And who was the other one that made a big play? Was it Lawson Lucky? I can't remember. Anyway, no, it was Delp, right? But just an incredible story. And Kirby even brought it out in the post-game press conference. He said, these kind of kids are probably going to go away with the way things are going now with college football. You're not going to have a Cole Spear. But, I mean, I can't say enough about that block punt. That was just unbelievable. Changed the game.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to Paul talking about Rod Rob. That was a heck of a
man. Well, yeah, he was in 2 plays. He had a touchdown and a huge block on a 4th down.
Yep.
Huge. Absolutely huge. I agree with you there. But I mean, that block punt, and by the way he did it, Harrison, even if he missed the ball, it wouldn't have been a penalty. He did it perfectly. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't roughing the kicker to make that play. So love it.
Just by the way, guys, we all take a play of the game. So just because we didn't lead off with the punt block doesn't mean we weren't going to hit it. I see a lot of people in there saying y'all are diminishing the punt block. No, we got three people and we got 3 plays to get through. So I promise you, if you think there's a play worthy of it, we don't get to it. We may talk about it. I had a second
Put it up there.
I had a second candidate in terms of, and again, it's one of those plays that where, it's a minuscule play, but it's kind of like what Eddie talked about with Gabe Harris planting Ty Simpson into the ground on the quarterback power read.
Yeah. I bet Ellis I know Robinson. What you're gonna say. Yeah, it was number one. Yeah, I know what
Ellis
you're gonna
Robinson
say.
coming downhill early in that game. First third down of the game for Alabama. Guys, that play was designed to get the receiver, I believe it was a receiver type, one-on-one with the corner. And they picked, obviously, Ellis Robinson to that side of the field. They were supposed to block C.J. Allen, who the guard didn't get up to C.J. Allen, so C.J. Allen was free. But if he got blocked, the tight end and the receiver on that side were blocking the slot next to Ellis Robinson, which I believe was Dinkins at the time, and then he was going up to get the safety. One of the other ones was going up to get the safety. Ellis Robinson was unblocked off the edge. Mm-hmm. That play is, hey, our guy's better than yours. We're going to make your guy miss, or your guy's not going to want to come down and tackle this guy. That's what that play was for Bama. And Ellis Robinson came downhill, and he made that tackle. That was a huge play,
sick play
in the game in terms of just at the minute or at that point in time. It was obviously first drive. It was kind of a statement play, much like the Gabe Harris just planting Ty Simpson into the ground. Yep. It was kind of like what I started this talking about, pushing the pile early in the drive. It's one of those physical plays where it shows, hey, who's going to want to be the team that plays in a phone booth today? And there were several plays early in that game where it looked like Georgia was going to be the one that was ready to fight in a phone booth. And I'll say this, I'm not here to bag on Daniel Harris, but it's that type of play from number one. It was that type of play from 15 that had helped them surpass Daniel Harris on that depth chart. Because not only can they cover, and Ellis Robinson has freakish alien ball skills, he can go down here and he's not going to be afraid to get physical in the run game. And that's something you have to do at Georgia to play corner.
We out physicaled them all night long. We were hitting them. You had guys running sideline to side, and you even heard Kirk Herbstreit when C.J. Allen come across, and I see James Caraway. C.J. Allen had that hit, and Kirk Herbstreit said, was that Nakobe Dean on the field? I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. It's like we were out physical them all night long. It was great.
But I mean, Harrison, you watched it last year. We were all waiting for Ellis Robinson and like, where is this kid? He was the number one cornerback in the nation, right? Top rated.
He was the number one.
Yeah. And we're all like, what's going on with this kid? He showed it last night. He showed us that he's come to play not only in coverage, but to come up there and stuff that play like you talked about. That gave me chills watching him do that. That was an awesome play because it was one-on-one. You're right. He gets outside that guy. He probably goes for 20 more yards.
Yeah.
And that was a huge stop. Huge.
I mean, it's legit. If it's blocked perfectly, if 75 for Bama gets up CJ Allen like he's supposed to, and the receiver makes Robinson miss or Ellis is afraid of contact, he's running a long way. I put the clip up on my Twitter just a few minutes ago. That might be a touchdown run if it's played perfectly. And Ellis Robinson was the only thing stopping it, basically, from it being that perfect play for Alabama. I like this.
Yeah, that's great.
C. Taylor, my nominee for Bama's player of the game, is the back judge running interference. My play, and this is something new, worst play of the game. What about that fourth down decision from Kalen DeBoer? I get it. Your team is dying. Your team's in a coma, but you're on your own side of the field.
Yeah, that's
and your defense has been playing pretty well, and you basically go all in on that fourth down. I didn't like that decision. Obviously, we all have hindsight, but I mean, even at the time of that point in the game, it's like, man, you're giving Georgia the chance to put the dagger in you. Just an odd decision.
You know what that was to me, Harrison? That was the way Kirby. Yes, that's the way Kirby has coached against Alabama.
It has,
in the previous games. It was a panic move, and he didn't have to do it. That's what I took out of that, Andy.
Yeah, me too. He was desperate, and it looked just like how, I mean, almost like that weird fake punt we ran with Justin Fields. Like it was just odd, and yeah, it was weird. I was shocked he did it, and of course we shut him down. So, but
Good Lord, JC is wreaking havoc today.
Holy! I did see Paul. He wrote that fourth. Where was Paul's comment about that fourth down play?
Yeah. I got it up here for you.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, Kirby said, "All right, you want to do that? Let's try it," and he did. So,
I love I thought when they brought out, so they did the punt team offense switcheroo, as I called it on Twitter. I thought when they came out with the offense again after the timeout that they were going to bring the punt team on.
I did too,
and I thought that's what that was going to be. I was kind of shocked that they were going to go like that. They were going for it. I mean, I was asking Jed and Brent. I was like, "Hey, are they do you legit go for this year?" And both of them were like, "I don't think you do." And I mean, it was shocked. It was,
I
thought it's just one of those. I think since that Texas game, man, you talk about the cojones on staff right now. They're going for it, and a lot of it's because this team is just executing at such a high level in these high leverage spots right now. It's like having an elite closing pitcher in baseball, man.
Yeah.
It's like they have so much confidence in these guys to go slam the door and at those points in the game where you can just seize all the momentum and shut the door on your opponent. It's just amazing right now. They've had an incredible pulse on this team, and this team has played in so much higher of a level in these high leverage spots since that fourth down conversion went wrong for Bama the first time.
And you can see it with like a team that is battle tested like the Dogs are versus what Ohio State looked like, where they've played one team and they got beat. So it matters. I mean, we've been a lot of these games.
What's crazy about all this is like 5 weeks ago, we were like killing the defense. Yeah. Schumann should be fired. He's terrible. We can't stop anybody. They're going to go down and score on the first drive and the second drive. And now it's completely flipped. I mean, Bama went 3 and out, twice to open the game?
Yeah, was it just twice? It might have been 3 times. Or maybe it was. Yeah, maybe went 3 and out twice, but yeah, they didn't score.
But I mean, what was Ty Simpson, 8 for 8 or 7 for 7? I don't remember the number against us when the game happened in Athens. It's just
it lit us up.
I just cannot believe what a flip-flop this is to the defense growing up. And Harrison, let me ask you this. Is this more of he's finding the right combination of players? I mean, you got Rashawn Dinkins in there for 39 plays. He's a freshman. Okay. He's playing that star position. Is it a combination of finding the right guys, or is it just the guys now understand what Schumann's doing? Explain to me how this defense has gone from we can't stop anybody to we're maybe the best defense in the country. How did that happen?
I think it's a combination of both. And maybe it sounds like the cop-out answer, but I really do. I think obviously guys are growing up. Those young guys that were freshmen or first-year players, in starting spots like Quintavious Johnson. I mean, you've seen it with him. That guy didn't play at all other than on reserves in special teams last year. That guy's come into his own the last 5-6 games. That guy's starting to get more pressures. That guy's starting to see it more. He's starting to be much more than just a plus run defender off the edge. I mean, even Gabe Harris, a guy who was a kind of a role player last year, that guy is playing with incredible power.
He's gotten so much better since the first game of the year to now. It's not even it's night and day difference.
He's growing up. Ellis Robinson. I mean, heck, y'all remember there was he kind of got some criticized on the press coverage that gave up the Bernard touchdown and the Bama the first go around to the getting beat off the line versus Tennessee and then having the pass interference and still getting the touchdown. Like there was growing pains with this group. And now those guys are growing up. Those guys, like Kirby said, are no longer just freshmen or first-year players. They're now second and third year. Yeah, they're getting up there. But also, it's finding Schumann, finding what works, finding how to utilize his talent best to get the most out of them. And the biggest difference to this pass rush has been the fact that he knows, hey, our best pass rushers are our 2 inside linebackers, Raylan Wilson and CJ Allen. So those guys are as much a part of the pass rush now, to a much higher level than they were at the beginning of the year, where it seemed like they were just relying on the front four because, you hadn't seen what those front four guys could do until maybe 4 games in. Then the switch kind of flipped to, hey, we got to get CJ and Raylan involved to get pressure on the quarterback. So I think it's give credit to Glenn Schumann, give credit to the entire defensive staff. It's been a heck of a turnaround. And this is where we're going to segue to players of the game / helmet stickers. I want to go ahead and give it to Glenn Schumann. And I have a second player, so I'll go last. But Glenn Schumann deserves props.
That's not a player.
A lot of I get it, but
that's okay.
Helmet sticker / player.
There we go. So it's good.
Okay. So that's why you worded it that way. Actually, Andy worded it that way.
But Andy worded it, and then I
leaving it open. There we go. But Harrison,
Glenn Schumann,
I want to interrupt you.
People want fired. People wanted the guy fired after the Tennessee game, after the Bama game.
Tennessee game were terrible.
What the hell was going on with Glenn Schumann in this defense? So much so that people are, still crying out that Will Muschamp is the missing piece. And maybe something's changed with Will Muschamp back on staff. I'm sure maybe he sees something and gives them advice. But one staff member wasn't going to magically just, wave a magic wand and make the early years or the early games of this defense play better. It just took time.
Well, Harrison, did you hear at the end of the game, and me and Paul and Eddie and James and Garrett have all talked about this, Kirby, they said, your defense. He said, that's not my defense. That's Glenn Schumann's defense and the defensive staff's defense. We're not sure what to make of that. We don't know if that's Kirby just giving credit or if that's Kirby saying, you know what, I'll let Glenn Schumann make any changes he wants. And now he is running it full blast. So that's what we don't know if there's more to it than that. But either way, Kirby's saying it's Glenn Schumann's defense, and they're looking a lot better now than they did 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Do you take anything out of Harrison, him saying that, or not?
I think that's him wanting the credit where the credit's due, because I've seen it on the board.
He wants to just give credit to Glenn Schumann. Yeah.
I see it on the board. I see it. Same thing with the offensive line on the board. We're never giving Stacey Searles or Glenn Schumann credit. It's always somebody else. Oh, it's the 2 NFL assistants they brought in. Oh, it's Kirby has his more hands in the defense now. Like, nobody ever wants to give proper credit. If you have an agenda against the guy, you're never going to give the guy credit. You're never going to come out and say you're wrong. I see it on the board every day. I see it on Twitter every day. Those guys don't get enough credit. And hey, as much as they say don't listen to people outside the building, they sure do talk about when they're right about people being wrong. Yeah. I've noticed that over the last few weeks.
Yeah. Well, my player or
I got to say this real quick, Andy. This is an awesome one. I love it.
So my player of the game, helmet sticker, London Humphreys. His stat line was 0 catches. It was 0 rushes, but he had 2 huge blocks. Like you mentioned earlier, Harrison, he blocked on Nate Frazier's touchdown run, and he had the block on Branch's touchdown catch. If we don't get that first touchdown run, who knows? And if we don't get that final catch, who knows? But the dude, and Kirby mentioned it, he said he never complains. He said he may get 1 catch, he may get 2. We're not sure. He said, but he never complains, and he's always out there. 2 huge blocks on 2 massive touchdowns. So that he's getting my helmet sticker. I love it.
Yeah.
So, great game for him.
Put up Alex Page's comment there, please. 803. You see that?
803. Hold on, let me go down. I'm a little bit higher up in the chat.
Oh, I did 100%.
I just want to take my name. Alex, you're wrong. I never said that about Searles. That was all Andy Stowe.
That was me.
I never said that.
Look, I will happily eat that crow, and I don't have any issues being wrong at all. I'm so happy I'm wrong, because from where we were in that Tennessee game when we were getting beat like we were stealing something to where we are now, it's night and day different. So I'm happily wrong. Yes, I will. I'll get a hat that says Stacey Searles for Offensive Line Coach of the Year. I'm good with it. So.
All right, I'll go with mine. Nate Frazier. I mean, that guy was absolutely blasted.
Yeah,
a lot of this game. I mean, I was afraid he was dead when Gunner. Now the ball was slightly tipped, but Gunner led him a little bit on an out pass, and he got absolutely drilled. And thank goodness he was okay. But he came back up and just was like nothing ever happened. And he ran the hell out of the ball. Now he only had 52 yards. He had a TD, but that's a lot more than -3, is it not, Andy? That's a lot
more than -3.
because that's what Alabama had. Yeah. So
And on one of those hits, he looked like his bell got rung. He got up.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like he was a little wobbly for a minute.
Yeah,
there.
that was a targeting, by the way. He got hit in the head on top of that play I'm talking about. But one of my favorite plays of the game was when they handed it off to him, and it was like a 3-yard gain, and the pile just stood up, and Frazier did not fall down. Y'all remember this? And the whole pile kind of bowled him forward for another 8 yards for a first down. I was like, that's Nate Frazier just keeping his feet and doing whatever he can to get more yards for this football team. Nate Frazier is a badass. I mean, that guy is awesome. He does not shy away from contact. He loves it, and he just keeps playing. He keeps on going. I love this kid so much. He's phenomenal.
And 100%. And Alex Page, Malachi Tolliver. Look, we've been in our text.
It's funny Alex said that. That was like 1A to me. I almost put Malachi Tolliver because, well, first of all, let me go back to what I said. 0 fumbles for Nate Frazier. That was huge, right? Mm-hmm. And 0 bad snaps.
No bad snaps. No high snaps or anything. I don't remember seeing any high snaps.
I think that's a great shout out right there. Alex Page is 100% right. Tolliver deserves a game ball too. Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, and I want to give this person credit, and it was the second. It's the player, my actual player, because it's at a key role in Kirby's defense and Schumann's defense. Excuse me. Let's give credit where credit's due. I caught myself there. Rashawn Deakins. How many people? And I'm sure nobody in this chat, not many in this chat, would raise their hand because most of y'all, I would imagine, are subscribed to the event and probably check out the Vault. So y'all follow recruiting, but there are a section of Georgia fans that don't follow recruiting or don't as much as they used to. So that might have been their first exposure to Rashawn Deakins. But that guy's incredible.
I've been touting this guy. I've been touting this guy since last season.
He has.
I'm telling you, he's the next Javon Bullard.
He was somebody I covered last year when he was down at Warner Robins. Went to go see him the few days before he flipped from Georgia Tech. Gave me a money quote. Said the reason Tech ain't talking to me anymore is that the thing I'm going to flip. And before I could even get that story out, he flipped the Georgia, and I saw him play Perry. It was Warner Robins versus Perry, teammate of Isaiah Gibson. And I had told people then, I was like, man, like Isaiah Gibson's the 5-star and all that. And, obviously he's talented, but Deakins might have been the best player in the field that night. Had an incredible game playing both ways. Incredible performance then, and incredible performance now at a position where age and experience is so big at star.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what you're doing, you can't play that position. You become a liability. And for a guy who hadn't played much outside of garbage time and just the couple of snaps he got versus Charlotte, it's incredible that he didn't turn into a liability. Because if you remember, boys, it wasn't but just 3 years ago or 4 years ago now where Georgia made a sudden change, a star in the SEC championship, and it kind of got him beat.
Yeah.
Got exposed.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that. They've done this before. They've made a last-minute change or a week-up change at that position, and it kind of got him beat because that player was a liability. Obviously, it turned out to be, the rematch, he wasn't a liability anymore. He played much better, but at the time, it was a liability. And for Rashawn Deakins to play the way he did, awesome stuff.
Well, did you hear
39 snaps? Harrison.
He did. Did you hear Kirby?
39 snaps. Yeah.
Did you hear how he talked about it? He said we were going to give him a series, and then we were like, let's give him another series, and let's give him another series, and that's what he said. He was like, he just kept playing great, so we were like, we can't take him out, and that's what he was like. Jonell could have went in. He said, but Dean got a lot of the reps in practice, so we just kept going with him because he looked so good. So. And he did say that. He said he reminded him of Javon Bullard, and Eddie. Eddie said that when he was down there in Warner Robins. So he looked good.
He stood out big time.
Yeah, and like everyone said, like Aguero, that's usually Aguero's spot, and Aguero has been instrumental in terms of when you have to be physical enough to play against the run at star.
He's a hitter.
That's a big part of the role. And Jonell does that really, really well. And it's honestly probably why he kept those guys at bay for so long is because of what he does, what he adds in the run game. The one place where he kind of gets, I guess, caught out a little bit is in coverage. Isn't a top end speed guy. So maybe I know Kirby said he had a club on his hand. which was a reason why they
Yeah,
made this change.
yeah.
But it's awesome for Georgia going forward in terms of, hey, I think next year there's a chance you bring Aguero back instead of him going to the draft, and you have Dinkins and Aguero. That's more depth at star than you've had these last few years. So awesome stuff from those guys. Anything else we want to hit on in terms of specifically this game before we switch modes into the playoffs? Because there's a lot to unpack with the college football playoffs. Obviously, starting with that number 3 ranking for Georgia instead of going up. Do we want to start there?
Let's start there. Let's do it.
Gentlemen, I'm not shocked, but my whole thing's kind of twofold here, because my overall takeaways on the playoff is there were a lot of potential disaster scenarios in terms of like future college football. And it was like a 3-pronged thing. They had to make a tough decision on head-to-head and the importance of head-to-head. They had to make a tough decisions on the importance or lack thereof of conference championships. And they had to make a decision on who are like I guess it was 2. I said 3, but it was a 2-pronged approach. And of all of those, I think we got the least disastrous scenario. Because if you said the head-to-head does not matter anymore, which would have been Notre Dame getting in over Miami, those games will go away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you punish teams for playing in the conference championships,
well,
those will go away 100%.
Well, they've
maybe not all of them at once.
Teams have been punished. We got punished.
There would be. I mean, yes, but obviously that was in a different time, a different format. But there was, if you did that, those 2 decisions, if Bama fell out, if Notre Dame got in over Miami, big decisions that will drastically change the sport. But
why don't you put the bracket up, Harrison? Pull the bracket up.
But I think overall, they made the best decision for the long-term case of this sport. And my one drawback in terms of the importance of conference championships is the fact that a non-conference champion is holding the number 2 spot. I think
Georgia should be 2.
Yeah. I think Georgia should be 2. And heck, I don't want to say this, and I'm going to get pushback on this, but it's almost like we should value conference championships so much to keep them around that Tech should be 3 and Ohio State should be 4. Disagree? Agree? Am I going too far here?
Well, I think Georgia should be 2. I could see where you would put Texas Tech at 3 and Ohio State at 4, but I do think Georgia should have been 2. The strength of schedule, we've seen Georgia versus Ohio State, and then when they have one common opponent, Georgia beat the crap out of that common opponent. Ohio State barely beat them. So I do think that Georgia should have been 2. Now, is that big of a deal? No, because we got Tulane or Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss doesn't have Lane Kiffin now. Like, we're going to beat the crap out of them now. This is a different defense. So, I mean, let's be honest. Tulane is not going to beat Ole Miss. Kirby, I know he talked about it today. He said that they were going to have half the staff on Tulane, half the staff on Ole Miss. And I'm sure that's true to a certain extent. But Kirby knows that Ole Miss is winning that game. I mean, they're basically going to have to show up half of their team. So, yeah, I think we got a good draw. I mean, you could say Texas Tech has the best draw. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Or Oregon probably. But, it's just like, I think we got a good draw, though, and pretty sure we're going to be playing Ole Miss. So,
well, thank God they tweaked this, right? Put that back up, Harrison, real quick, so we can look at it. You know who you'll be sitting there at 4 right now is Duke.
It'd be Duke
last year. I mean, think about that for a second. That was locked in, right? I mean, what a joke. So at least they made that tweak going forward. But I don't understand us at 3 and Ohio State at 2. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand Indiana 1. Okay. I mean, you can argue Georgia should be at 1, maybe.
Indiana's 1. Yeah, Indiana should be at 1. They're undefeated.
Fine. They're undefeated. They're undefeated. Fine. But compare our resumes and what we've done. Ohio State lost their championship game. Georgia won theirs. I mean, how does the committee? I didn't watch it. I'm not watching 3 hours of that crap today. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. But how do they justify putting Ohio State in front of us? I don't understand it. I'm with you, Andy. It doesn't really matter. I think it works out fine in our favor. But I mean, this is an absolute screw job. And by the way, where's the dropping from 1 to 6 like Georgia had happen to them 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Roddy's been pounding this drum, and he's 100% right. Roddy Nabolsi talking about how Georgia went to the SEC championship, lost by 3 as the number 1 team, and went from 1 to 6 and sat their ass at home. Okay, where's that? Is that anywhere here? No. Why is that? Why is Ohio State going from 1 to 2? I'm not saying they should drop to 6, but my God, I mean, that's ridiculous how they talk about the SEC bias. I'll say it right now. I think it's a Big Ten bias.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm with you, Andy. I mean, I don't think Tulane beats Ole Miss.
No,
but I'll take Ole Miss all day long. They are not facing the defense they faced a few weeks ago.
I was
not
at that
even
game.
Close.
And their defense isn't better. I've been watching them.
No,
their defense hasn't gotten better. We torched them. Our defense has gotten is not even the same.
100 times better. Yeah.
And Lane Kiffin is not there. They can say Charlie Weiss Jr. is there. I don't care. Lane Kiffin is not. You do not lose your head coach going into the playoffs, and it's okay. We are going. It's not going to be, we're going to beat them at least 10 points. I mean, probably 14 or 17. It's not going to be close. It's going to be like that Alabama game yesterday.
Harrison, I'll kick it back to you. Do you think Alabama should be in over Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Why?
Because look at what they've been through. They have 13 games of sample size, and I get it. They lost the 13th game.
Yeah.
But if you just take the 12-game sample size and compare it with Notre Dame, their resume is better than Notre Dame.
They lost to a 5-7 FSU team. Are we just going to ignore that?
We don't ignore it.
Ignore that?
No,
you just did. You just did.
No. Okay, if we want to do
you
one
didn't
game,
even mention it.
If we want to do one game, that's fine. But we aren't playing one game.
Notre Dame didn't lose to a 5-7 FSU team.
I get it. I get it.
Who did Notre Dame beat?
But look, who did Notre Dame beat? And you compare it to who Alabama beat. Alabama beat Vanderbilt. They beat a Tennessee team who I don't know where they're ranked.
They beat Georgia.
They beat Georgia at home. And I know Georgia won, but that's in the 13 game. That's not in the 12-game sample size. Notre Dame lost their 2 biggest games of the season. Notre Dame should not have been in over Alabama. You can't punish Alabama for playing in a game that Notre Dame is never going to play in until they play for a conference championship. It's in Notre Dame's best interest going forward to figure out a way to play a 13.
That's what I was going to
join
ask
a conference.
Join a conference,
now, right? Or figure out a damn way to play a 13th game.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think they do though, Harrison, and I think the reason is because I've been banging this drum. I think the championship games are I think they're going away. And I know you can say now Alabama got in and they weren't punished for the loss. They're gone. I just think maybe next year's the last year. They're gone. Yeah. So Notre Dame is still going to be in a sweet spot without joining a conference.
They are.
When that happens.
But I mean, again, I'm looking at their schedule. They beat Southern Cal, who's whatever. But other than that, they did smoke Arkansas. I mean, they killed them. Arkansas's not good.
I agree with JC. Wins. I just can't get past that third loss. I mean, I know it was us and it was Oklahoma, but that 5-7 loss to FSU, that everybody just glosses over that like it didn't happen. It happened.
Send them to Myrtle Beach. I like that. It's funny. But
like I said, how is it fair to Alabama that they have a 13th game that we judge them for compared to the 12 games that Notre Dame played?
Yeah.
I don't think you disagree, Eddie. I think where we look at it in terms of principle, you look at it as conference championships aren't like conference champions shouldn't even matter anyways. I think where you're coming from. Like, this is how you fix this issue. But I mean, this is the whole issue with college football. There's no parity in terms of scheduling. And
Exactly.
nothing shows it more than how we have teams with 13 game sample sizes compared to 12 game sample sizes. And I get it. There might be a BYU fan out there somewhere saying, hey, we got punished for losing the conference championship. But to you, I say your resume doesn't stack up to some of these other teams that are in your same predicament. So, and that's the issue. This isn't the NFL. All schedules are not created equal. Exactly. I'm sorry. Sure. That's the way it is. Yeah. But in terms of how we do this, in terms of what we have, the structures in place, unfortunately, Notre Dame got left out. I think they are a playoff-worthy team, Eddie. I see that. Not over Alabama in this circumstance. But Notre Dame, heck, maybe even Vandy, are playoff-worthy teams. But with this current structure, unfortunately, you have two teams that aren't even good enough to be ranked inside the top 15 by the damn committee. But better yet, get into the damn field because we have to include them.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, JMU and Tulane, these teams are going to – Oregon is going to beat JMU by 50 if they want to. They'll stop because they don't want to get anybody hurt, but they will kill that team. Same for Ole Miss has already done it. They won by 35 earlier this year. They should not be in the – I mean, you can – Alabama's better than them. Vanderbilt, hey, I mean, although screw them, I hate Vanderbilt now, but, I mean, they are better than those guys. So, yeah, it's just the system we're in. But at the end of the day – I see Georgia's ranked third. Should have been second, but screw it.
Isn't it time for the group of five to just go away?
Yeah,
they should honestly mend that. They should mend that rule and it be highest ranked group of five or Notre Dame. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think they will because I think that'd get pushed back from G5, but it honestly should be highest ranked group of five or Notre Dame / independent. Like, I think that's how you fix this. Will they? No. The best way to fix this is get rid of the damn auto bits, but the group of five won't agree to that.
Yeah, they're not going to.
So because they and I get it from their perspective, it's why are we playing this if we don't have a chance to get in? And I understand it, but nobody's stopping you from creating your own damn thing.
All right, well, Harrison, I'm gonna put you and Eddie on the spot right now. Pull up your bracket again. Right now, let's go through it. Run quick. I'm gonna say a game, and you say the winner. Oregon and JMU.
Oregon.
Alabama versus Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Ole Miss and Tulane. Ole Miss got it. Miami versus A&M.
I'm gonna take Miami because of their defense.
I think Miami too. So if that's the case, that means Georgia
Harrison didn't make a pick. Harrison just.
I'm taking an A&M.
You taking A&M? Okay. All right.
Home field.
Who wins out in either one? Ohio State or A&M or Miami?
Ohio State wins that.
Ohio State.
Georgia versus Ole Miss.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Indiana versus Oklahoma. See, I think that one might get tricky.
That's an interesting matchup. That is really interesting.
I think that defense that Oklahoma has, if they can get a little bit and their quarterback's going to be healthier, that hands.
Indiana's got a really good defense too, though.
They do. John Mateer will be a lot healthier come 3 weeks from now.
That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to say Oklahoma.
I'm going to take Indiana there.
Okay. Harrison, Texas or Oregon? Because I think Oregon is going to beat Texas Tech.
I'm taking Indiana to beat OU. I don't think Indiana has or OU has a consistent enough offense.
Okay.
Right. I agree.
No, I'm with you. I just think it's going to be a little tricky. What do you think? Oregon versus Texas or versus Texas Tech? Because that's going to be
the fight in Dan Lanning's.
I agree. All right. So right now that means we have. Okay, James, that's what I'm getting at. James Carraway said Lanning versus Kirby in the national championship. Do y'all see that? Does it end up being Georgia playing Ohio State, and who wins that game?
I'm going to be honest. I think Indiana beats I don't know. I think the winner of the Georgia-Ohio State game probably wins the national championship. Okay. That's just my prediction.
Right. I'm going to go back a step because you didn't even ask me about the Oregon-Texas Tech game, Andy.
Because you think Oregon –
No, I'm going to take Texas Tech there. I am because I think their defense can shut down Oregon.
Foster Moss said Georgia and Texas Tech in the Natty too. I disagree. I don't think Texas Tech is that good. I don't think they've played anybody.
And here's why I'm saying that. It's Georgia versus TCU all over again.
We're
going to beat their ass.
I just don't see it though. I think Oregon's going to be going to get through. I think Oregon and
have
Georgia.
You been impressed with their quarterback play? Because I sure have not.
Dante Moore, no, but I think
exactly.
I just don't think that
and Texas Tech up front looks legit.
They do. But I also just don't think they play anybody. So I'm going with the tried and true Oregon Ducks on that one. So
it'll be fun as hell.
But all right on the spot right now, who wins the national championship? Call it out. This is write it in blood. Cart, who you got? Y'all know who I'm taking. Y'all know what color I see.
I know. I mean,
you're muted.
What I saw last night. What I saw last night. Georgia's the best team in the nation. I mean, they are. And they got 3 weeks. They got 3 weeks to get healthy. Think about this. Ethan Barbour may play for us in 3 weeks.
Colby Young. Right? Colby Young may play for us.
Colby Young could be back. I mean,
Malachi Tolliver's got 3 weeks of play.
3 weeks to practice. That's exactly right. So,
Angela, me and you are on the same. I got Georgia winning the national championship.
I'm going to pick Georgia. I just think they're on a roll. They're the Ohio State of last year, hitting their stride when it matters, and nobody wants to play this team. I agree. I know I'm biased, obviously, because I'm wearing the shirt, but I'm going to take Georgia.
I got Georgia versus.
It's hard to pick against them right now.
It is. I think this bracket plays out that Georgia and Oregon are going to play for the national championship. So,
see, I'm going to take Georgia and Texas Tech. But go ahead, Harrison. What do you think?
I mean, look, with the way Georgia played last night, like Eddie said, I think they can certainly win it. The defense is playing at a better level, much higher level, and that's what we talked about. I think it was Chris Garcia came on here and just maybe 30, 40 minutes ago was talking about people were waving the white flag after the Alabama game. I certainly didn't wave the white flag on this team, but I said I didn't know if the defense was going to make the strides they needed to do to be a championship team, and they have. And that was my one thing that was kind of making me question whether or not this team could win it all, was how much could the defense improve? And they've improved by a lot. I wasn't waving the flag on the season. I still thought they're going to be a playoff team. I just didn't know if they're going to be able to take that next step. They've taken that next step. And until proven wrong, I think they have as good of a chance to win the national championship as anybody. So if you put me on the spot right now, Andy, I'm taking Georgia to win it all. Just because there's a little bit, there's that look in their eye again.
They have that different.
They have that.
Kirby's got that mentality. Look on them. Yeah, it's different. National championship game will be, and that's a very good point, Paul. That's going to be like that Georgia playing Alabama in those SEC championship games. It's like whoever wins this is the national championship.
But watching that last night, does Ohio State scare you guys?
They still got some playmakers.
Honestly,
they got talent.
They got
some talent.
Yeah,
that's not what I asked. I asked if they scared you.
Oh no! I think we can beat them. I think we'll beat them. But they have. I would still probably say Georgia and Ohio State are the best two teams. Is what I would say. I think
our defense is better than Indiana's, and Indiana shut their ass down.
Yeah, so. I think we're a better version of Indiana. So
I love this. I love this comment from JC. I now remember that. JC was the only one on this show that said Georgia could win it all when things were tough.
I said, boy, he's right. I said with that offensive line,
I remember that dude sitting outside on his porch, had his kid playing. It was like 7 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock here. Yet he was out there sitting in paradise. He was just chilling, talking about Georgia could win the championship. Meanwhile, Eddie was melting down, thinking he was going to have to wear an Auburn hat. And Andy Stowe wanted everybody fired.
JC is the definition of revisionist history too. I mean, come on.
Hey, don't forget. Then we had Eminem pulling up on his bed in the hoodie.
What did Foster? What did Foster say? He said, "I think Texas A&M gets Ohio State." Ooh, that's a. I don't know about that, but that would be interesting. So.
Chris Garcia, who would you say will be high on the draft now? I think right now, Dalen Everett is going to test insanely well, and I think he's going to put himself in first round conversation. I think he's already firmly in day 2. I think that guy's going to be a day 1 pick. Monroe Freeling is sliding up
Mhm.
draft boards.
Mhm.
That guy, I would love to see him come back for another year in terms of Georgia's offensive line, but that guy's scary athletic for a guy his size and his position. That guy looks like a first-round pick. Who else? Kristen Miller, maybe. I'm not selling on the Kristen Miller stock. I think that guy's going to play in
I
the
don't
league
know
for a
that
long
he
time.
goes. I think
CJ, if we win a national championship, CJ Allen will be gone.
CJ, good shout.
Yeah,
And
he's getting
I
better,
don't.
man. God, he's getting.
I
so
wanna-
better.
I think CJ's gone regardless. I mean, that
I
guy's
think
CJ's
NFL
playing his
right
best
now.
football.
Yes.
His best
He
football.
looks faster. He looks explosive, dude. He just looks.
But you know what? I would hate for him to go. But my goodness, number 10, Zayden Walker. Holy crap. I mean, let's go, boys. I mean, I'd hate for CJ to go, but we just loaded at linebacker.
The interesting decision for me at linebacker will be Raylan Wilson, because I think Raylan's another guy that's going to test extremely well. And he has all the tape that he pretty much needs. He has over 30 games now. It's just like, hey, what does he do? Does he get a day 2 grade back and say, hey, I'm cool with that? Or does he say, hey, I'll go back and try and get a day 1 grade?
Yeah.
I'm curious with Raylan Wilson.
Call.
I can't wait. Maybe that will be something we talk about next Sunday in terms of some draft decisions, start previewing, predicting those, kind of where everybody leans. But it was a good show. We're running way over time, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and move it on. We've already made our game-by-game predictions for the Georgia high school or for the college football playoffs. Now let's talk Georgia high school. Yeah, Andy, take it away.
All right, let's do it. All right, so Calvary Day in the private Calvary Day School beat Fellowship Christian 24-7 to advance to play Hebron Christian, who beat GACS 50-24. Where did Harrison go?
I don't know.
Class A1, Toombs County beat Heard County 40-14, and they are going to play Worthy County, who beat Pepperell, 32-12. Class A2, Bowden beat Clinch County 45-6, and they're going to play Lincoln County, who beat Early County 34-0.
There's no damn way. I'm
What?
sorry to interrupt. There's not a chance in hell this is happening.
Bum, bum, bum. There he is. Slim Shady's back again. Guess who's back?
I sent him that GIF and he almost blocked my number within seconds of me having his number.
Why did you let him on this show? I mean,
I
this
didn't
is
let
gonna be
him
a
on. This is not
disaster.
coordinated. He popped up.
Oh, he did it himself.
He did it himself. He didn't even ring the
Great.
doorbell.
Hi, Paul.
What's
How
up?
are you, buddy?
Look, just a couple things that you guys didn't point out here. And I'm sorry you guys are going through the GHS here, but we've got to talk about a couple of things. You didn't talk about how BYU got kicked out for their conference championship.
I did. I brought that up.
Harrison, when he was talking about Bama, where'd he go, by the way? He just left.
Taking a dump.
What is he doing?
I'm
Is he
here.
eating dinner?
No, I have gummies.
We're doing a show, dude.
Keep going.
Keep
Paul.
going.
You
Come
have
on,
that.
Paul.
Now your mic's off. Okay, great. You had that. So BYU got kicked out, but Bama did not out of the playoff. Okay, Harrison. So that point is invalid. The second point is, I think you go to a group of 5 championship series and have that run in succession with the Power 5 playoff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think people would love that. I think your ratings would skyrocket. Your teams in the group of 4 are going to get way more love than they would, because right now Tulane and James Madison, yeah, it would be so awesome to see them play. But we've already seen Tulane and Ole Miss play this year. They lost by, I think it was 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Okay.
35 points. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's that's a whole different ballgame. Also, the Dogs got rid of the boogeyman.
They did.
Yeah.
Harrison didn't want to show that. No, he's drinking Diet Coke, dude. He's a 22-year-old that
Whoa.
drinks Diet Coke.
Diet Coke, red
and
can.
his mic
Come on,
doesn't
bro.
work. See, that's why I came in here, because you guys need a host, because obviously you can't run the show.
Is my mic actually not working?
He's
No,
still
I-
he's
No,
still
it's
trying to talk to
fine.
himself.
It's
I
fine.
can, we hear him
I
fine.
can hear it
Oh,
fine.
hold on. I know what it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
get him
Get his
off
ass
here.
out.
Get him out
Get
of
him
here.
out.
Get him out of here.
Good job,
He's over
Harrison.
here thinking I'm not even.
Kudos.
Jeez, Louise.
I was like, he kept saying you couldn't hear
Harrison
me. I was like,
flexing.
I'm like, what? I'm like, it's showing that I have this working. I'm like,
Yeah. it was working.
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Harrison thought he got rid of his boogeyman, but Paul is back. Damn right, JC.
Well, Paul is right that Georgia did get rid of the boogeyman. I do agree with that. I think that
All
is
right,
something.
quickly on the high school, and we're out of here. Let's go.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go on down to Class 3A ball. Jefferson beat West Lawrence 17-13, and they are advancing to play Sandy Creek, who beat LaGrange 42-24. And 4A ball, Creekside. Oh, look who's back. Creekside beat Kell 35-6 to advance to play Benedictine, who, sorry, Eddie, they beat Marist 28-20. But you have a comment about that, right?
Well, just briefly, I contacted my buddy Paul, who's the OC at Marist, and he said, "Ain't nobody beating Creekside. I mean, they're just loaded." So, I mean, he was disappointed that they didn't make it, but they would have gotten killed. He said so. Creekside's just unbelievable. So,
all right, and then we're going to go to 6A ball. Carrollton beating North Gwinnett 48-21 to advance to play, of course, Buford, who beat Valdosta 39-7. They blew them out. So, and Eddie, what's going on with the 5A ball?
So, I mean, you can read it there, Andy. I put the notes up if you want to read it. But,
go ahead.
Thomas County Central beat Woodward Academy 49-19, and they advanced to play Roswell, who beat Sequoia 42-35, and Rome beat Jackson County 31-17 to advance. But Gainesville, who's been the talk of the town, right, with a huge fight, they beat Langston Hughes 40-32, which was a huge upset. And they're playing their game December 11th to advance to the state finals against Rome. Okay. So that's a huge upset.
All right. Well, I know we're talking GSHA, but I want to ask Paul your official prediction. Who wins the national championship?
I want to say Georgia. I really think that they got a tough pull with Ohio State being that game.
Do you really? You're not happy with it?
No, I think they got a much better, and I totally agree with you, Eddie, on the whole second and third thing. I think Georgia should be second. But if you look at who the two teams are that Georgia's having to play, either Ole Miss or Tulane, you'd much rather have that than Texas A&M or Miami. Granted, Miami against Georgia would be, pure cinema, right? Yeah. But you're banking on hopefully A&M maybe knocking out Ohio State, because I'm telling you guys, that's a scary team. And I know we watched them last night and they didn't play to their strengths. They have two really, really good wide receivers, and Georgia has two really good corners now, but it's just they have a scary brand of football. They're the only team left, maybe Oregon, that even comes close to the level of talent that Georgia has top to bottom on their roster. And you have to play them before you can make it to the national title. And it's tough.
Yeah.
Paul agreed with Eddie. That is
so I'll take Georgia, but it's close.
First.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do think that Ohio State is the scariest game for us. I'm not as worried about Oregon. I think they're good, and I like Dan Lanning. I think he's a good coach, and he coaches a lot like Kirby. But I think those wide receivers at Ohio State, that's the scary part. So.
Like I said, I think even though we didn't want to last night, I think Georgia fans needed to root for Ohio State to win that game so they could have stayed on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah. You said that, Paul. And were we scared of Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams?
Not as much as I'm scared of Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate.
Really?
Yeah. That's
a different level right there. Those two dudes
Bo
are
Jackson,
first round.
Bo Jackson is a dude. Like, he's getting better.
He is. I agree. Bo Jackson's a hell of a running back.
Yeah.
We're seriously considering it. I'm honestly
the coach.
Raheem's still the coach, so what does it matter?
I still can't hear Harrison. I know that's a me thing, but if he says anything, let me know.
All right, are we done, Harrison?
We'll wrap it up. Anyways, that's Andy Stowe. That's Eddie from Acworth. Unfortunately, that is Paul down at the bottom.
I love it.
We were rid of this guy.
No.
I'm Harrison Reno. We'll be back. We'll be back here on Sunday with another edition of the Peach State Power Hour. Yeah, look at the Christmas tree over there from Paul.
Where's the elf?
Where's the elf? So it's here. Hold on. Can I flip my camera around?
Elf on the shelf.
Creative with the elf.
Hold on. Let's see. Back triple camera. See, the elf's doing.
Oh,
a little
he's on the
something.
floor.
Yeah, he's doing a little something today,
Well,
boys.
the kids can touch him on the floor. That's not good.
Yeah, but he's splitting down there. I don't know what he's doing.
What is he, drunk and passed out?
Yeah, he's like me on
Much
Friday
eggnog?
night.
I was about to say, if he's at Paul's house, he's definitely had something to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had some gummies
All
and
right.
eggnog.
Well, the show was off the rails, got back on the rails, and then it got derailed again. Anyways, we'll be back here next Sunday, 7:30, live on the UGA Sports YouTube channel. This is the Peach State Power Hour. That's Andy Stowe, Eddie from Acworth, Paul Meharry. I'm Harrison Reno. We'll see you next time.
Go Dogs.